So the Nintendo Switch 2 has been revealed fully, although there has not been a release date fully confirmed yet. They have announced that it will be sometime in 2025, so maybe late 2025 towards Christmas, or mid-2025, I don't know when we will see this. It pretty much just looks like the Switch 1, a lot more upgrading. I think it's more specs that are getting upgraded with this one. It looks pretty good, and well, you can play your Switch games. I think you can play all your Switch games digitally and physically on this as well. So it looks a lot like, it's got the Switch 2 branding. I think it's a lot thicker, a little bit thicker now. It looks cool. Now, who knows if it's going to have problems. I remember the original Switch had a lot of problems with the screen and stuff. And I remember people would get their Joy-Cons jammed on the actual thing. There was a lot of crashing and it made noises, and I think smoke came out of it. And you can see early videos of a disaster launch, although let's not just slam Nintendo. Nintendo Switch it's I think one of the best-selling handheld consoles ever, beating the likes of the PSP and everything else in that matter. It's an incredible console, but also people have bashed the specs of this for a while now. They've bashed and said it's quite outdated. I think this launched in 2016, was it? 2016, I think the Switch launched. That's quite a long time ago. A long time ago. Nearly 10 years ago, it launched, I think. And, it's definitely needing an upgrade. It's 100,000% needing an upgrade. It's getting on the specs and the system. And a lot of people, I never actually got really much into a Switch. I got a Switch Lite. But I never really got 100% into the Switch. I think I used it for Super Mario Maker or whatever they call it. However, it's pretty cool. They've just revealed it on their YouTube channel a few hours ago now. Now, again, who knows what this will hold. I don't know the price of it. They haven't released the price. There's a Learn More page. Let's have a look at that and see what they say more about it. So on the website, it just says you can play backwards compatibility, and there's going to be a hands-on event, I think in LA. So if you live around there or want to experience it hands-on, then yes. I'm presuming the price tag's can be in the $300 to $400 mark, $500 maybe dollar mark of this. It's cool. I like what they're doing. You know what? The Switch has definitely needed a much upgrade. We'll see how well it sells. A lot of people might be I think the only reason why people are upgrading is specs-wise. Let's be honest, the Nintendo Switch doesn't have the greatest specs. A lot of games are running, I think, at 30 FPS. And they're not running great, let's just say that. Although it's a very compact portable device. It's pretty slim, it's pretty light. If you compare it to something like the Steam Deck or something like that, it's a lot more compact, and it's for people who you can slip in a bag easily. You don't have to worry about this and that, and that's kind of why people like the Switch a lot, because it's the portability. It's like a tablet or like an iPad, thin as hell, or like a phone. Very thin, you can slip anywhere you want. You don't have to worry about that bulkiness, whereas a Steam Deck has a bit of bulkiness to it, which I don't think is the end of the world, but if you are limited to space in your bag, and you kind of want something thin and easy, that might have a bit of a complication for you, if that's the case. So that's why the Switch, and plus people like playing Nintendo exclusive games and well, as we all know, Nintendo are very successful for releasing exclusive games on absolutely no device. They're not like PlayStation or Xbox. If you want to play Mario, you have to play it on one of their devices. Now, obviously, there are people who run emulators and stuff, and we all know how Nintendo reacts to emulation. It's not great. They don't like emulation whatsoever. They hate emulation. I think they sue everyone who, emulates their games and stuff. It's just a really grey area for them. They don't like it at all. And it's quite funny, to be honest, but maybe that's why they're so successful. I'm not too sure. But looking at where this Switch 2 could go, I hope it does do some incredible stuff. Now, I don't know if it'll be running at 4K and we'll expect stuff like that. I don't know if the specs are that mind-blowing. Although I wouldn't mind them making it a bit thicker, to be honest, to accommodate more specs. I don't understand that. I don't know if it's running off an SD card still. I think it is. Or could you put like an SSD? That'd be pretty cool, to be honest. Like the PlayStation 5. You can slide an SSD in. Still have an headphone jack. I think it's USB-C. Has a little nice stand, which does look like it can be snapped significantly easily. But this is a lot thicker, and they've changed the way the joysticks, like I said, thing. I think I don't know if it's using Hall effect sensors for the controls, which these look pretty cool. It'd be cool if they use Hall effect. I don't know. A lot of people are happy though about it. The controls look clean as hell. Maybe they are using Hall effect sensors. These joysticks look pretty. Cause I think stick drift is. I don't know how stick drift is on the Switch, but I know stick drift on controllers in general are a big thing. A lot of people complain about like the PS5 controller has quite a fair bit of stick drift. So it's no surprise people are probably worried about that also, although at least you can actually take the joysticks off. With the PS Portal you can't, so if they get stick drift, I'm guessing you have to just take it all apart. And if you can't solder, well, tough luck type of thing. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Hopefully these are a little bit more strong now. Kids are going to be messing around with them, so, surely it will be more strong. It looks like the dock now. I don't know if the original dock is going to work with it or not. That's unconfirmed yet. That would be pretty cool, though. But yeah, if you are happy about a Switch 2 and you've been saving your money eagerly over the past few years, yes, you can now, not buy the Switch 2 yet, but hopefully this year sometime, you will be able to purchase the Switch 2. I don't know what games it's launching with yet. There's very little on that information. The Switch 2 specs, now I don't know if these are true or not. They say full specs coming, larger display, magnetic Joy-Cons, full width kickstand, and top USB. It still has a headphone jack, which, looking back at that now, is quite funny because a lot of phones and stuff have decided to controllers still support headphone jacks very widely. You can still buy them pretty easily. PlayStation will probably support the headphone jack in their controllers for years to come because, most headsets still support that. Unless it's a wireless headset, but most headsets support the headphone jack. So if you still use your gaming headset, guess what? You're in luck. You can still use the headphone jack on there as well. So yeah, I don't know if you could use USB-C headphones on there. I'm not too sure, but it looks a lot more sleeker, magnetic. I don't know if they're using an SD card. I think it's going to be an SD card as well. It looks pretty clean, magnetic, although there's a little bit of a prong in the middle there. There's a little bit of a connector, which I do think is a little bit susceptible to being snapped off. I'm not too sure yet, but the design looks a lot cleaner, a a little bit thicker, I think, as well, and a larger display. Now, these are the specs. I don't know if these are or not. These, again, they haven't actually fully confirmed the specs of this device yet, so take these specs with a pinch of salt. So we got the CPU ARM Cortex A780C 8 cores, GPU and NVIDIA Ampere RTX 20 series. I think that's what it's equivalent to. I don't know how much. RAM is 12 gigs of RAM. Could have done with 16, but I don't know how true these actually are or not. But have a dock as well, which is pretty cool. If that's true, the specs are low. I mean, let's be honest. Nintendo are going... I mean, if it's Nintendo, I don't know about Nintendo's optimization with games. I think they have pretty good optimization when it comes to games, Nintendo. I don't know fully if they have good optimization. But I genuinely think that you don't need the crazy specs, and maybe that's what Nintendo are going for. They're going for a quite small, portable form factor console, and that you can dock if you really want to. I haven't used the dock on my Switch in a while, so yeah, I don't really like using it. It's a great handheld, but yeah. I know the docks used to cause a lot of issues. People were using third-party docks, and it would fuck up their Switch and stuff. Crazy times, but yeah, the Switch 2 is finally being released, and this thing is... I think some people are saying it's a little bit more powerful than the Series S, which would be kind of a shocker, to be honest. But hey, I'm not going to lie. I kind of like where Nintendo is going with this, and we will see the future of it, hopefully. Hopefully it is good. Hopefully it is. Because, wow, we do need another Switch. It's been an upgrade for a long while.